Tom Bower, the legendary royal author, is sharpening his quill for a new edition of his book set to reveal huge secrets inside Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's marriage.
There's nothing original here.
I hope you're having the best birthday you've ever had. Thank you for everything.
Which is really such a fake. When she was younger.
Hi, Nanny. I'm English award.
100% a bully brat.
I thought, what is she not contextually aware of? She's trying to hide something. This is really sloppy.
She's absolutely.
Metadata of the picture says that it was taken on May 8th, 2019. And he was born on May 6th, 2019. Can somebody please explain that to us?
I think when I was 30, if I thought about 50, I thought that is an awful long way away. And I don't really need to think about it. And then I blinked and I'm 50. That's crazy.
I think the palace and the machinery of the monarchy needs to take Harry and Meghan more seriously and make sure that Harry and Meghan's antics don't impact the future of
Meghan is living a life that she's winning and she's doing all these great things, but the reality is not that. The reality is she's a joke.
There is a very short list of people on this planet that powerful celebrities genuinely fear, not tabloid bloggers, not gossip accounts, not rival publicists. The people on this list are different. They are methodical, patient, legally precise, and they have a habit of finding exactly what their subjects most desperately want hidden.
Today felt like the perfect day to address a theory that many people out there have been speculating on, that Meghan Markle has lied about her age. Is she actually older?
Tom Bower just announced he is writing a second book about Meghan Markle, and sources close to her team say the response has been anything but calm. Before we get into what this book reportedly contains, you need to understand who Tom Bower actually is, because this detail changes everything. Bower is not a royal commentator looking for clicks. He is one of Britain's most decorated investigative biographers.
Is Megsy really lying about her age? Now, when you Google her, it says that she was born on the 4th of August 1981. And with today being her birthday, as of me recording this video, it's saying that she's 44 years old.
His subjects have included Robert Maxwell, Mohammed Al-Fayed, Tony Blair, Richard Branson, Simon Cowell, and Prince Charles. Every single one of those investigations unearthed things his subjects fought desperately to suppress. Every single one became a headline event, and every single time, Bower's research held up. What makes him genuinely dangerous is his method. He has said publicly that he only chooses subjects who do not want to be written about.
But what they need to do is face up to the blackmail that's coming from California and in some way or other undermine Harry's and Meghan's credibility.
People whose lives are, in his words, shrouded in mystery. People who have something to hide. He spent 2 years building his first book on Meghan. He interviewed hundreds of sources. He fact-checked everything, and now he is going back for more. That alone should tell you something about what he found. When Revenge, Meghan, Harry, and the War Between the Windsors landed in July 2022, it hit #1 on the Sunday Times bestseller list almost immediately.
Meghan is a consummate survival actress. And you raised this extraordinary beginning of the year when she carved 2025 in the sand. And, you know, it's a very, very interesting image that it came out on New Year's Day this year, because the previous weeks had been absolutely turgid and torrid for her. She had been dubbed Duchess Difficult again. There had been allegations of bullying.
Tyrant in high heels.
It was translated globally. It was read by people who had never followed royal news in their lives. And the reason was simple. What Bower documented was not gossip. It was sourced, verified, and devastating. The bullying allegations were the centerpiece. Multiple former members of Kensington Palace staff described a pattern of behavior so severe that Buckingham Palace launched a formal internal review. These were not anonymous internet claims. These were named, on-record testimonies from people who worked directly with Meghan. The palace confirmed the review happened. That is documented fact.
There are so many telltale signs that something is clearly wrong with Meghan. And I don't mean it in a bad way, but I mean, how can you get your age so wrong? Did you know that in 1997, when she met Yasmin Bleeth, when she claims that she was working for Humphrey Yogurt, age 13, she also, or somebody with the name Meghan Markle, filled out a questionnaire for Sears, the company, claiming that she was 21 years of age.
Then there was the asterisk finding freedom asterisk admission. Meghan had publicly denied any involvement in the authorized biography. Under oath, in a UK court case, she admitted she had collaborated with the authors and provided information through her communications secretary. Bauer had reported this before the court proceedings confirmed it. He was right. And that pattern, Bauer reporting something, Meghan denying it, the truth later surfacing, is exactly why his new book is already generating so much attention. Because by now, a significant portion of the public has started noticing how often his version of events turns out to be the accurate one.
That was her goal, hashtag goal, to marry Prince Harry.
She's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
That history is what makes what's coming next worth paying very close attention to. Now we get to the controversy that has been burning across YouTube, TikTok, and X for months. And this is where we need to be precise, because the truth here is more interesting than the rumor. The claim circulating widely is that Meghan Markle has been lying about her birth year, that she was not born in 1981 as officially stated, but potentially years earlier. The evidence most frequently cited includes a 1997 issue of 17 magazine that reportedly listed her age as 21, which would be inconsistent with a 1981 birth year. There are also claims about an IMDb page originally listing a different birth year and online forum posts about alleged document discrepancies. Here is what the verified record actually shows. The California Birth Index confirms Meghan's birth date as August 4, 1981. Official Companies House filings in the United Kingdom, which are legal documents, list the same year. Her sister Samantha Markle's own published memoir gives Meghan's birth year as 1981, directly contradicting claims that family members have exposed a different date. Newsweek formally investigated the 1977 birth year claim in 2023 and rated it unsubstantiated. The 17 magazine entry is almost certainly a typographical error about a then-unknown teenager, not evidence of biographical fraud. But here is the genuinely interesting question, and this is the one nobody is asking. If the documents are clear, if the records line up, if multiple independent sources confirm 1981, why does this particular theory keep spreading to millions of people? Why does it refuse to die even after repeated debunking? That question, more than the theory itself, reveals something important about where Meghan's public credibility actually stands right now. Set the age claims aside for a moment, because there is a real and documented story underneath the viral theory that is worth understanding, and it starts in Hollywood. Age discrimination in the entertainment industry is not a rumor. It is a structural, widely documented, industry-wide reality. Female actresses in Hollywood face it more severely than almost any other professional group. The roles available to a 22-year-old actress and a 32-year-old actress are completely different. The audition rooms are different. The pay grades are different. The career trajectories are different. This is not speculation. This is something Meghan herself has spoken about publicly, describing the entertainment industry as a place where women are constantly assessed, categorized, and boxed in by factors outside their control. What Bauer's research gestures toward carefully, without making definitive claims he cannot legally support, is the question of whether Meghan's early career timeline contains gaps that have never been fully explained. He documented that she auditioned for years with limited success. He documented the period between her early acting work and her Suits * breakthrough as notably thin on verifiable detail. And this is where things get strange. Not because of what the documents prove, but because of what Meghan has consistently refused to clarify. Her birth certificate has never been publicly released. Requests from journalists for basic biographical verification have gone unanswered. And in an era where virtually every public figure's records are a Google search away, that absence of transparency, for someone who has built an entire brand on personal storytelling and radical authenticity, is something Bauer says he finds revealing. So what exactly is in the second book? Bauer has been giving interviews, and he has been specific enough to make people pay attention. He has confirmed the new book will cover the collapse of the Sussex brand in forensic detail, the Netflix deal being downgraded, the Spotify fallout, the with love, Meghan failure, and the slow unraveling of every commercial venture Meghan launched between 2023 and 2025. He has confirmed coverage of Harry's Centabale charity crisis, where key figures resigned in circumstances that were never fully explained publicly. He has confirmed new material on Harry's UK legal battles and what sources close to the palace told him about the royal family's private position on the Sussexes. And then there is this. Bauer told interviewers he has uncovered new material on Meghan's early life. The years before Suits*, the years before Hollywood gave her any real traction. He did not specify what that material contains. He said it was significant. His exact public assessment of where Meghan stands today was blunt and unambiguous. "I don't see where she is going from here. She's finished." That verdict, coming from the man who spent 2 years interviewing hundreds of people inside her world, is not a throwaway comment. That is a considered conclusion from someone who has seen the evidence others haven't. And the fact that he felt confident enough to say it publicly, before the book even releases, tells you something about how solid he believes his ground to be. Here is what makes Bauer's return so striking from a timing perspective. His 2022 book painted a portrait of a woman whose ambition was outpacing her ability to sustain what she was building. Critics called it a hit job. Supporters called it misogynistic. The debate was loud and immediate, but Bauer said quietly that he believed the cracks would show. Then look at what actually happened. The Spotify deal, reportedly worth tens of millions, was canceled after a single season of *archetypes*. Netflix, which signed the Sussexes in a deal worth a reported $100 million, quietly downgraded the arrangement to a much smaller first-look deal after the documentary, and the show failed to generate sustainable audiences. With Love, Meghan Season 2 ranked 1016th globally in viewership, a number so low it borders on invisible for a major streaming platform release. American Riviera Orchard, Meghan's lifestyle brand, collapsed under trademark complications and was rebranded as ever to almost complete commercial indifference. Harry's Better Up partnership faded. His Centabale charity, which he founded and led for years, saw its leadership restructure in ways that publicly distanced the organization from him. Bauer predicted the trajectory, not the specific details, but the direction. And now he is writing a book that arrives at the exact moment. Every pillar of the Sussex commercial empire has either fallen or is visibly cracking. That is either extraordinary journalistic timing or the result of watching a story he always knew would reach this conclusion. At the end of his research, Tom Bauer arrived at one conclusion that has been quoted more than almost anything else he has said about Meghan Markle. He described her as an actress whose greatest role has been playing Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, and he said the performance is cracking. Think about what that actually means coming from him. Not from a tabloid, not from a rival royal, from a biographer who spent years inside her story, talking to people who knew her before Harry, during Harry, and in the aftermath of everything that followed. The woman who built a brand on authenticity, on raw personal disclosure, on the radical honesty of someone willing to tell the truth the palace would rather suppress. That woman, according to Bauer's sourced, documented, legally vetted research, constructed a public persona that bears little resemblance to the private one. The bullying that palace staff described, the court admission about finding freedom, the brand deals that didn't hold, the show that nobody watched, the charity work that generated headlines but limited measurable impact, the memoir that was supposed to be her definitive statement and has never materialized. Bauer says it all points in the same direction. And now, with a second book landing at the lowest point of her public standing in a decade, the question the internet is asking is not whether Bauer is right about the details. The question is whether Meghan Markle, the most carefully managed royal story of the modern era, was ever the story she said it was. That is the debate Bauer's new book is about to reignite. And this time, he says, he has more.